Now we're joined by Lewis Morgan. If you have a question on the call, please raise your hand. We're going to get started with Michelle, then Franco.
Hey, Lewis. I'm sure it's not an easy time to talk, but we just spoke to Phil, and he was obviously very, very upset, angry about the call. He, called it the poorest referee decision of the season against you guys. Very frustrated and angry. I'm just wondering what the mood is among all of you after that game. You guys did play really hard, did a lot of good things, held them scoreless for a long time, but at the end of the day, it's still a loss, and to lose in that way in the final minutes with that call. What are you feeling individually, and how would you describe how the team is feeling right now?
I think there's obviously a disappointment among the group. The managers obviously spoke about the decision. I've not seen it back at the time. I thought it was very soft. The defenders probably try to be really cute, realises that Julian has got the better side of him. But there's a disappointment from the goal that we conceded. I think, of course, the decisions went against us at one end of the pitch, but we still need to look at ourselves with the set piece. It's a mistake you can't make when you work so hard to stay in the game and give yourself that platform to try and win the game, and we make a mistake like that. So there's frustration from both sides, but really we just need to look at ourselves and eradicate those mistakes, especially coming into this vital, critical part of the season.
Next question, Franco.
Thank you, Rafa. Hey, Lewis, I know it might be tough to answer these questions right now, but this team has been shut out 12 times this season, has one goal in the last 4 matches. Why do you think the attack is struggling so much to put the ball into the back of the net? And how do you go about fixing that? Or how do you think the team can go about fixing that, given the situation it's in? Games are running out, you need to make up points, and you have to score goals to win games in order to do that. So, what do you think the reasons are for it, and how do you go about improving it? Thank you, Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's certainly been a lack of goals the last few games, especially, and like you say, at the various points in the season we've not been able to score, and I think at this stage it's maybe just a commitment to getting in the box, wanting to score. We knew today was going to be a game where Portland plays so narrow that we needed to use the width in the pitch and put balls in the box, and maybe it's just a commitment to, maybe it's a little bit of quality, maybe it's a commitment thing where you make those runs in the box, really believe you're going to score. Maybe it's quite natural when you're maybe not winning games that you lack a little bit of belief at the last little bit. But I mean, we've got so much quality in the team that I don't think it's a quality thing at all in terms of why we're not scoring. I think it is just a mentality thing, a belief thing, and we need to be more ruthless in the final third.
Back to Michelle.
Lewis, I want to ask you on the goal that they scored. That player had just come in like 44 seconds before as a sub. Was that a case of confusion of who's covering him because he had just come in the game, or why do you think that he was left unmarked?
No, I don't think it was a confusion thing. Obviously, we set up zonally from corners, so it's not. We don't pick up specific players. We mark various zones, so you've got to be looking at the zone where it comes in. Evidently, we didn't set up quick enough, and there was no organisation in there that we allowed a free head in the box, and that's just not really acceptable, especially when you put so much effort into the game. But no, not a confusion thing, just a set-up thing, an organisation in the box, and make sure that those zones are covered that we work on.
And last question, back to Franco.
Thank you, Rafa. Lewis, how would you describe the mood after this game in the locker room right now? I'm sure there's frustration with the result, the way the game played out and finished, the situation you guys are in, you haven't been able to win. So what's the mood like right now in that locker room? And obviously there's still a chance to make the playoffs, but what's the mood like right now? Thank you, Lewis.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's not finished by any means. I think after a defeat, whether you're top of the league or whether you're bottom of the league, I think when you lose a game, there's always that process where the change room's a little bit quiet, everyone's reflecting on their performance, what they could have done better, and you don't really get a gauge for things like that until maybe tomorrow or the day after. But like you say, it's about bouncing back. This team's done it plenty of times before. We went on that run earlier on in the season where we were winless, and we bounced back to great effect. So there's no reason we can't go on a run. We know it's going to be difficult now. We're under no illusion that it's not going to be a difficult path, but we've got quality in the squad. We just need to make sure we get that win sooner rather than later. And we've seen with this team before that can build momentum. I'm sure we'll bounce back.
Thank you, Lewis, and thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.